Hi guys, James at RampantLionReviews again for you today with another beer review. For this one we are going to head down to Slovenia once again, and we're going to return to a brewery who you've seen me review a good number of things from over the last little while. So for this review we are going to go to the Savinja Valley, to a place called Celje, about halfway between Maribor, the second city in the northeast, and the capital Ljubljana, which is right in the centre of the country, and we're going to have a look at another beer from Green Gold Brewing today. This one is the Forbidden Fruit. It comes in at 4.7% ABV, and they're saying that this one is a mango wheat ale. So yeah, the other beers I've tried from Green Gold so far have been really very nice. I mean, first off, I reviewed the Oil Wars and the Kashmir, which were given to me by Davor, so a massive shout out to Davor Širitz, who is a long time follower of the channel from Slovenia, of course. And then these new Green Gold beers that I've been reviewing for you were very kindly sent by Rojnik, the owner of Green Gold Brewing. So a huge thank you to him for making this kind of Green Gold mini-series possible, actually. So I hope that you guys down in Slovenia are enjoying seeing some more Slovenian beer reviews, and after this whole COVID thing kind of passes, I will arrange with Davor to get another Slovenian box sent up to Sweden, so you will see a few other breweries reviewed fairly soon as well. But yeah, I've enjoyed the beers that I've had from Green Gold so far. In this one I've had the ILB Kazbak, which was really interesting. There was the Rocket Queen, and there was also the Hop Princess, which was a really interesting lager actually. So yeah, really curious to see what a wheat beer has in store for us from these guys, and I hope that you guys enjoy my take on this one as well. So let's see how we get on. As always with my reviews then, I'll tell you a little bit about the brewery before we taste the beer. If you want to get straight to the tasting, just fast forward. All the usual links are in the description below. That's the brewery website, the link to my other reviews that I've done from Green Gold Brewing before. You will see a couple more in the fairly near future, and beyond that I'm sure you will see some more at some point. There's all the usual social media down there as well. If you want to see more reviews, do please consider subscribing to the channel. The whole channel of course has a geography based tagging system, so you can go into the homepage and search for beer based on country, city, state, county, prefecture, whatever it is you're interested in. Do check out the playlists of beers from different countries. There is one there for all the Slovenian beers that I've reviewed for you. That's being added to whenever I get the opportunity, and as always, please do get in touch and let me know some of the other beers and breweries that you guys would like to see me review. It's always great to hear from you guys that are watching the videos, and the support that you show the channel is hugely appreciated. So anyway, to tell you a little bit about Green Gold Brewing once again then. So Green Gold Brewing, as I've told you before, are owned by Rojnik, whose family have been growing hops for generations on the family farm in the Savinja Valley. So the farm itself has 41 acres of land, and apparently it's one of the largest single hop farms in Europe, and you can find it just out to the west of Celje, and it's part of the township Savinjske Dolini, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But the family farm started about 120 years ago, so sometime around 1900, and it's produced various different Slovenian hop varieties such as the Aurora, the Bobek, the Salaya, the Styrian Goldings, the Styrian Dragon, the Styrian Wolf, the Styrian Fox, and of course the various others as well. But they started brewing back in July of 2016, and they had their premiere at the Sir William's pub in Ljubljana, and it's gone very well for them since then. They started off with a 500 litre brew kit, and they've scaled up considerably, and they installed a canning line in 2018. But these days they produce around 2,700 hectolitres of beer, and they've produced in the region of 20 different beers so far as of April 2020. So yeah, pretty impressive, I have to say, actually. So yeah, most of the beers that these guys do tend to be like IPAs and things like that. There are one or two sour beers in there as well. I'm sure there was a Berliner Weisse, if I remember correctly, and you will get kind of random ones like this, like the you know, like a kind of mango wheat beer, and there is also the Hop Princess lager and things like that, but mainly this is an IPA brewery. There are one or two stouts and things as well, and you know, after I finish this mini-series I will have reviewed, I think, 8 or so different beers from these guys, 8 or 9 different beers from these guys. So yeah, that's pretty cool actually to have reviewed such a high kind of proportion of them, and I'm sure you will see more beer reviews from Green Gold Brewing beyond this little mini series that I'm doing for you as well. So yeah, definitely a brewery that you want to check out if you find yourself interested in Slovenian beer. These guys are very unique because it's a lot of Slovenian hop varieties in them, and of course you're not really going to find those in many other breweries, but the Slovenian hops are very nice. I mean, lovely The Styrian Wolf was the first one that I discovered with its lovely kind of melon flavours. You've got the Styrian Fox and the Styrian Dragon as well, actually. You will see the Styrian Dragon highlighted in a later review from this brewery as well, because there is one of their beers that apparently is only, or mainly rather, Styrian Dragon, and there is another one that's got Styrian Fox in it as well. So yeah, we'll see how we get on with those. But yeah, these guys are very, very unique because of the fact that they have their own hop farm. They're the only brewery I know of so far that have come out of a hop farm, and you'll get a lot of very kind of unique hops and things with these guys too. So yeah, that's all you really need to know about Green Gold Brewing for the moment. If you want to learn more, of course, you can check out the brewery website. You can follow them on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with all the latest goings on, and you can check out the Rate Beer, Untappd and Beer Advocate pages to learn more about all the different beers that they've done. So yeah, let's have a look at this one then and see how we get on. So yeah, as you can see, the artwork on this one is a little bit like kind of Adam and Eve, forbidden fruit, obviously going back there. I don't know if it was supposed to have been a mango that Eve kind of stole from the tree in the Garden of Eden. I actually don't know. Never was really into my whole Christianity thing, to be honest with you. But yeah, the artwork on this one again is very, very nice. I'm not sure if this is the same woman that's on the Kashmir label that they've done actually, because the Kashmir label has a red-headed woman on it, and yeah, if that is Eve, she does look very red-headed actually as well. But there you can see the Green Gold Brewing symbol, which again is very, very nice. I do like the fact that they used the hop flower there, and Green Gold of course is a kind of ode, sort of tribute to the hops that they have. But yeah, once again, nicely presented from Green Gold Brewing. This one, a 330ml can, 4.7% forbidden fruit mango wheat ale, and yeah, this one I think should be very, very nice. So without further ado, let's get it out and we'll get on with the tasting. There you can see the gold top on the can as well, which is very, very cool. So let's get it out and we will get on with the tasting then. So yeah, there we go. Oh, you can smell the kind of mango-y notes coming out of this already. I think this will be very nice. There we go. Yeah, I've had to fire through these, I've had to kind of go through these Green Gold beers fairly quickly, because the, you know, just mainly because the, you know, it's IPAs and lighter styled beers, and you can't let these sit too long, otherwise they'll go off. So I've been reviewing these Green Gold ones very, very quickly, I have to say, but the reviews have been, or well, I say have been, but will be spaced out a little bit more than I've been filming them at. But yeah, as you can see, and as you would expect with a wheat beer, this one's poured a lovely kind of hazy bright yellow colour actually. This looks very, very nice. You can see there's a solid, there is a solid third finger or so of a frothy white head on this one. It is a perfect white head. That's going to fade away just to be a very thin foamy layer. One or two big bubbles sticking towards the side of the glass, a few little ones going up towards the bottom of that head there, but you know, overall it does look pretty damn nice actually. So I like how this one is going together. But yeah, it looks very, very nice, and it looks pretty much as you would expect from a wheat beer, from a Weizen, to be honest with you as well. So yeah, let's take a closer look at that aroma then and see how we got on. Just to let you see the haze, you can see very little transparency to this one. So let's get a look at that aroma and see how we do. It actually really smells kind of similar just to an IPA or something, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, the mango, of course, really just dominates the aroma here. That lovely big kind of juicy mango, and when it's a mango wheat beer, you would expect that, to be honest with you. You can smell a little bit of the wheatiness kind of underneath. You do get that white bready base to it. The wheat has a little bit of kind of aromaticity and pungency to it, in fairness, as well. But mainly, to be honest, if I was blind smelling this beer, I don't think that I would pick up that this is a wheat beer, to be honest with you. I would probably just think it's an IPA. Or a pale ale or something like that. You know, I would just think that this is I don't think I would pick up that this was a wheat beer, to be quite honest with you. I'd probably think it was a New England IPA of some description, because it really does kind of smell like that. So as I say, you get a nice kind of white bready base to this one. You can smell a little bit of the pungent wheaty notes out of it. I don't find it to be overly kind of yeasty. I don't think you really get you get a little bit of the kind of banana sort of clovey spice thing that you expect out of it, but mainly it's white and bready. But yeah, you have to look at the aroma very, very closely to get out more of the kind of Weizen type things, the sort of clovey notes, the bananas, and stuff like that. You have to look at the aroma here very, very closely to get any of that. So that's an interesting point to make about this particular beer. So yeah, keep that in mind with this one. The aroma is really kind of IPA leaning, to be honest with you. It's quite a simple aroma, I think. I'm pretty sure this one doesn't have oats in it, just going by the aroma. No, it doesn't. It's got mango. They've put mango puree in this one, of course, which is a good thing because it gives you a higher kind of surface area and things like that. But yeah, the what do you call it? The aroma of this is very similar, just to a kind of regular New England IPA or something like this. It doesn't come across as overly wheaty in my mind. But yeah, the hoppy side of this beer, then you do get a nice little, there is a wee touch of earthiness coming out of it as you move kind of a bit further forward on the nose. It really leans towards the grassy kind of floral side of things, and it is, you know, overwhelmingly kind of mango, which is what you'd expect when it's a mango fruit beer. The mangoes come across as really juicy and very slightly sharp in my mind. So yeah, you can feel that, you can sort of pick up the mango just mixing in with the sort of grassy notes and stuff like that with this beer as well. So yeah, the aroma is it is more like an IPA, I would say, and it's not the most complex of aromas that you're going to come across from the Green Gold Brewing beers. But then again, you know, the Hefeweizens, when we go to the wheat beers, they usually have a little bit more kind of complexity to this one. So I'm not sure if this is meant to be like a kind of American style wheat beer, which, you know, it does seem a little bit more like, or whether it's meant to just be a Hefeweizen type beer with mango added to it. I suspect it's meant to be more of a kind of American style wheat beer, this one, which is always quite interesting. You don't get too many American wheat beers these days. They seem to have taken a back seat since the haze craze and the New England IPAs have come out. But yeah, let's have a taste of this one then and see how we go on. This one is the Forbidden Fruit, a 4.7% mango wheat beer from Green Gold Brewing in just outside of Celje in the Savinja Valley in Slovenia. Once again, a huge thank you to Luka Rojnik for sending this beer to me. Massive shout out to Davor Šireč, who is my Slovenian beer mule, and I hope this is a nice beer as well. Let's get stuck in. Slanja, skål, na zdravje. Yeah, it's pretty nice actually. It is more like an American wheat, definitely. Yeah, what I would say about this one is that it's quite, it's a very sort of summery beer, this one, to be honest with you. It's got a nice wetness to it, and it's very light and drinkable. It's one of the lighter wheat beers that I've come across in recent times, actually. This is definitely a very good sort of summer beer, to be honest with you. The other IPAs that we've had, of course, the Albi Kazbak, the Rocket Queen, and we also had the Hop Princess as well, right enough. These have all been, the Hot Princess, in fairness, it was meant to be a lager beer, that one, but it actually did feel a bit more like an ale, to be honest with you. I would say this is probably the lightest feeling beer that I've had in this kind of Green Gold mini series, which is interesting because I would have expected that to be the Hot Princess, actually. But I will say, this one is quite nice. Once your mouth adjusts to the mango and things, this is pretty solid. I'd say that this is one of their kind of simpler beers that I've tried out of the ones so far. But it's one of these ones where it's well crafted and it works well together. I think definitely in terms of style it is more like an American wheat beer, this one. It's got that white bready base to it. You can feel that just blanket the middle of your tongue, which is quite nice. And yeah, no, I think that works out. It works out really nicely, to be honest with you. Yeah, I do like how this goes together. It gets a thumbs up from me. This, I wouldn't hesitate to drink this again. I think this is probably this is definitely the lightest and kind of most summery beer that I've had from them so far. So straight away with this one, you can feel that nice kind of pale malty, white bready quality. That just blankets the middle of your tongue. If you go to the back third of your tongue, there is a bit of graininess to it, and you can feel a little bit of almost spicy quality there. But if you go into the middle of your palate, it is very smooth, and you get that nice kind of just wheaty smoothness and almost slight sweetness out of it as well, actually, which I think is very, very nice. I do like how that goes together in this one. Yeah, I really like how this beer just how everything just kind of fits together. It's, as I say, not the most complex beer in terms of its flavour profile, but everything just works and fits together. On the hoppy side of things, in the back corners of the palate, you have got a little bit of earthiness there. And as you move further forward along the side of the palate, you can feel the earthiness gradually changes to be nice and kind of floral. It's actually got a little bit of almost dankness to it, in fairness, which is quite interesting. I would be curious to know what hops they're putting in this one. Maybe just a bit of Citra, actually, come to think of it. But then as you go round the front curve of the palate, you definitely feel a bit of that lighter grassy note there, and then behind the front curve of the tongue, that's where you get the nice oily bubble where the juicy fruity esters come out of the beer. But the thing is, when you add fruit into a beer, what it actually does is it suppresses a little bit of the green side of the beer. So the kind of grassy, floral things that that come out of this one, you can feel that those are being suppressed a little bit by the actual mangoes themselves. So you do get a little bit of the mango fruit does kind of sit around the edge of the tongue as well, and it's almost just got a little bit of kind of sourness to it, to be honest with you. But it's not tart or anything like that, it's just a bit of that kind of darker, sour type flavour that you can sometimes get. But yeah, you really get a lot of that out of it. You can feel on the front third of your tongue as well, there are a few different kind of fruity flavours in there as well. There's a wee bit of an almost sort of, there's a very light kind of gooseberry note on the very kind of front tip of the tongue. You've got a wee bit of an almost apricot-y, mango-y type flavour kind of behind that. Apricot-y, papaya-ish type flavour. You do get a bit of that kind of softer tropical fruit out of this one as well. And there is almost, at the back of that fruity part of your palate, there is almost just a wee bit of a darker kind of passion fruity note out of this one. But yeah, I really like how this one goes together. A nice mango wheat ale. It does what it says on the tin. It's very nice and summery and drinkable. At 4.7%, you would expect this one to be, you know, quite. You would really expect it to be quite. How do you say, like, quite sessionable, and it is. It turns out to be very, very nice, I have to say. So it gets a big thumbs up from me, this beer. I think this is the most sessionable and most kind of thirst quenching of all the beers that I've had so far from Green Gold Brewing. I mean, I would have, as I say, I would have expected that to be the Hot Princess, but that turned out to be more like an ale, to be honest with you, rather than a kind of Pilsner beer, which was what I was expecting from it, to be honest with you. But yeah, this gets a thumbs up from me every day of the week. In terms of its style, it is definitely more of an American wheat beer, to be honest with you. It's got a bigger hoppiness, I think, and bitterness than you'd normally expect from a German Hefeweizen. Usually those are very low, kind of 15 IBUs or so. But this one to me has definitely got more of a kind of hoppy character to it as well. I'm not sure exactly what hops have been used in this one, but it does have a good bit of dankness to it on the sides of the palate too, which is quite nice. But yeah, in terms of the mouthfeel, it's quite it's at the top end of light bodied, maybe pushing the bottom end of mid bodied. The carbonation's very smooth. The mouthfeel, it's wet, but it does have a nice little touch of oiliness to it. And yeah, I think that's it, a nice kind of wet sort of oily mouthfeel. There's a good little bit of bitterness to this beer. I wouldn't be surprised if this one is kind of maybe 30 or 40 IBUs. I'm getting quite a bit of bitterness out of this, so maybe 40 IBUs, something like that. The malt base is quite light. Not really any sweetness to it, very light and quite smooth. Hops, as I say, 40-ish IBUs, and then you've got a nice kind of juicy fruitiness to it, but it does have a little bit of sourness that comes out more the further that you go into the aftertaste. But yeah, I like how I do like how this goes together. But yeah, this one's been a nice beer. I've enjoyed this one actually. I need to try this on tap when I'm down in Slovenia and see how it goes in the summer heat and things like that. I need to get down there, as I say, really quite soon. So yeah, let's leave it at that for this one. This one was the Forbidden Fruit, a 4.7% mango wheat beer, definitely an American style wheat beer, this one, from Green Gold Brewing in Celje in the Savinja Valley in Slovenia. So this is the fourth beer I've reviewed from the kind of little mini-series that we're doing. You will see another two others coming over the next couple of weeks. But I hope you're enjoying the Slovenian beers. Slovenia, as I've always said, it's very famous for its wine. normally, but there seems to be a bit of an unwritten rule in Europe that if a country is good at wine, they tend to turn very good when they're doing beer as well. But Slovenia does have significant beer heritage with all the hop farms and things like that too. But yeah, let's leave it at that for this one. This was the Forbidden Fruit from Green Gold Brewing in Celje. I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. Let me know your own thoughts on this beer in the comment section below. Let me know what your favourite beers are from Green Gold Brewing as well. You will see more Slovenian beer reviews over the next while. I need to talk to Davor again and arrange another box when the COVID situation ends, but you will see another 2 Green Gold Brewing reviews very, very soon. So yeah, thank you again for watching, and I will catch you guys very soon. Make sure you check out this beer, check out Green Gold Brewing. Once again, a big thank you to Luca for making these reviews possible. Savinja, skål, na zdravje.